a situation, the power hungry look they carrying on, and losing the little children as born. Better days are coming. The lion and the lion and the lion and the lion. Better days are coming. But a looking and a looking and a looking and a waiting. Children stop crying. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. And wait, man, it's coming. For schools and 90 for guns. 8 million for house and 60 for guns. That is the type of budget we're making to get ready for this better day. We're coming. 18-year-old joining up military to kill 18-year-old that they never see. That is the type of preparation it takes to live in this beautiful promised land. Better days. And the shooting and the lying. But I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm looking. Better days are coming. Get your bus pass and wait and wait.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renision Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Today being the 23rd of the 8th month, 2025. Now today we are about to go into some very important discussions today. And the main reason why we are having this discussion today is to allay some of the things that we have been hearing throughout the community. And why this discussion particularly is important with this councillor here this afternoon, Jillon Lewis. You see, Brea have been a place that have been religiously voting for PNM for years. And the switch that would have taken place between the PNM and the UNC, I mean, people would have been lured into voting otherwise. And some of the concerns, I believe that today we must start to attack these issues on them. Because one of the main points that I would like answered here today, and some of you would have posed some of the questions, the main point is this. Sometimes when you ask for something or when you make a request of the various people, sorry audience, I mean the technician would have said to me that, I haven't said, good afternoon to the audience, to the many of you that, that are watching us live on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Facebook. Good afternoon to you. I apologize. Again, let me jump right back into the discussion. The reason why the most important question here today that we are about to ask is, sometimes when I make a request to a councillor, to a MP, some of you outside here may have thought that, things should just happen just like that. And today, before the ending of this show, that is the question we intend to ask. And what is the specific problem that is taking place with us here within the area of Brea? Because the councillor for Brea is attached to a borough that is controlled by the UNC for years. It would have never changed. So what is our problem here and what we are uniquely facing within this area? But before we go into that discussion, I would like to welcome the guest, Mr. Jillon Lewis, to the screen here this afternoon so we could continue that discussion. So good afternoon, Mr. Jillon Lewis. Good afternoon. I know taking place with your camera on your side, I've seen you freeze up. So, Mr. Lewis. Well, Mr. Lewis and Mr. Lewis, yeah. I feel I better give him a call on his side. Mr. Lewis. Right, so. Right, so I don't know what's taking place on your side there.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Going on there.
Yeah, we having a little freeze. Right, we having it very good now. We was receiving a little freeze just now there. Hello. Yeah, we see as again we receiving a freeze on your side. I don't know. Okay, waiting for the councillor to come back up. But as I was saying to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, that is a very important question that we must answer today. And who is Jillon, a matter of fact? Who is Jillon? That is something that we must answer here today. So again, we have been observing the gentleman throughout his whole ordeal here within as a sitting MP, and you know right, we just waiting on the technician. Let me see. Yes, I hear you, but I'm not seeing you. Right, we now see you back. Yeah, let me put you back up on screen because I was waiting. Right, well, you're up on screen. Good afternoon again to you, Mr. Jillon Lewis.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the program. Despite the little technical difficulties that would have taken place just a while back, you know, today I would like to invite you on the show. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. I mean, we have been watching your tenure for quite some time, a matter of fact. And before we run into the hardball questions that, you know, we like to ask you today, this is a very important question here that, you know, people is asking. Before entering into office, who is Jillon the man? And how has serving as a councillor changed you personally and professionally?
Well, Mr. Edison, you know, I just want to say, you know, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I want to say good afternoon to the Burgesses of Brighton Destiny and the wider public of Trinidad and Tobago. But to say about me, I grew up in a town called Obotong, Brea. And
Okay.
there are few positive role models in that town. I went to school at the Brea Roman Catholic School. Then I went on to Bethany Secondary School. I did my Cape A-levels there as well. I furthered my education in biochemistry and biology at the University of the West Indies, which I completed with honors. And I give my greatest appreciation to the PNM government for the GATE program. You know, I volunteer in the community of Brea through the Brea Police Youth Club. And I soon became the youth president of that club.
Okay.
I worked there not too long after. So, Mr. Edison, I come from humble beginnings. My father, a fisherman, my mom, a housewife, a household of seven kids. And when you ask if the transition from normal to political, I grew up in PNM. I came out from the PNM Youth League, and then I became a councillor. So I just tell my mom, I remember times when we had to wish or pray somebody come and drop a hamper by us. Now I am in the opportunity, the space with resources to help so many households who are affected, who are under that poverty line. And I thank God for this opportunity. I thank God to the people of Brighton Destiny for giving me the chance to help and do so much. And I hope that they could, continue to work with me to ensure that we have a better standard.
I mean, you talk there, send some chills up my spine because, people tend to say that, when you enter into politics, things is handed to you. So the society tend to create a narrative that politics is for the cream of the crop, the best of the best. I mean, when I hear things like Kobotong, I mean, let me be real. The talking library is nothing good could come from library.
Good could come from Kobotong. Correct. You see that as well. Nothing good has come from library. So when I was able to come out of library and serve the people at Brighton Destiny, I think that was an incredible feat.
So you say your mother was a normal housewife, your father was a
housewife.
Father was a fisherman.
Yeah.
And through this, I mean, the odds have to be against you because I come from the same environment. I come from Vancouver, you from Library. It's the same. It's Vancouver Village Library. But it's tough trying to come out of it because the odds is already against us.
Absolutely. So what in my discussion I would have stated that my transition was from primary to secondary and then to tertiary. Now, if we didn't have free education, could I have done that? Because my father, and I must note, he was a CPEP foreman as well. My father didn't have the resources to send me to a private school or pay for private school. It was that free education what I use and capitalize on to gain my bachelor's and gain my degree and get a way out. And now we're in a position where we're holding the seat of councillor and we can help so much people. Because I would tell you, sir, it wasn't easy at first. Sometimes you don't know where your next meal coming from. And you just thank with the grace of God. Now I'm in a position where I can be that one helping people, finding people and giving them hampers and assistance and you name it.
Wow. Because, I mean, the first time I would have saw you, to be quite frank, I hear the name but I didn't know the person. I could not put the person behind the thing. And I would have seen a time that I would have interviewed McClatchy when he was there with the same police youth grab, not this year but the year before, where he was there on the field, and I would have been observing you. Yeah, you probably know, and I would have seen everything that taken place there because my job to take notice of what would have taken place. And I never see no kind of entitlement emanating from you. I would have seen you normal, moving through the crowd, talking with anybody that, approach you. So, I mean, you seem to be somebody that is known amongst your peers and so forth. And I don't want to dive off of the discussion too much, but you would have talked about your father was a CPEP contractor at the time. So
No, CPEP foreman.
A CPEP foreman. A CPEP
So
foreman.
he worked CPEP as well. He worked CPEP.
So that was something that would have brought an income home to your household.
Absolutely.
Wow. And and to see that CPEP program today,
it actually hits home. It actually hits home because I know where I came from and I know what CPEP would have even produced. So to say that it is insignificant or what not it is, I don't think so. I think that it bear fruits because it would have been a way to put food on the table.
Brother, I could understand what you're saying in it, because my sister, by the time CPEP was cut, she was working CPEP. And she, as a single mother, would have find that, that was her way out. And it's the reason why I've been pushing this case so much on social media. It's not that we cutting, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, she would have just cut CPEP just so and put over 10,000 people on the breadline. And my sister have 3 children. And it contributes a lot to her household. And when I see that, and people just discard it as somebody, people just cutting grass at the side of the road, and I am saying no, that mustn't be the case. As a matter of fact, that is not the case.
I agree with you.
So
100%.
So our next question, challenges and pitfall. What are some of the major challenges and pitfalls you have faced in carrying out your duties as a councillor, and how do you overcome them? I assure you, when you was elected onto council, you was only 26 years, according to statistics. So that had to be something new that you was going into. You would have talked about the transition from being a student, then you would have, you would have stepped into public life. What are some of the pitfalls? What are the challenges you would have faced on the job?
So what I would say is that one of the major challenges that a councillor faces is the delay time in which things get resolved. Because when a Burgesses request something, they request a field to be cut or something minor. The time, the bureaucracy, how long it takes is the real reason behind the slowness and the challenge. Because some people may think it's the councillor holding back the process. No. The councillor is continuously speaking and advocating to ensure that you get your results and you get your things done. So in a nutshell, is the delay time that holds back the process. And I am continuously advocating, continuously to following up, continuously taking record to ensure that things doesn't be lost in transition.
So, you say the bureaucracy some of the times that what is take for services or relief, a matter of fact, to get to the people that request it. What a timeline could be like a week, a month, a year. How long? Some of these processes take. You would have, from your experience, I'm sure you remember something that would have taken an adequate amount of time or still going on, a matter of fact. What are some of the time frame or what time frame people could expect?
So when we talk about the requests that a Burgess might make, they can be separated into 2 different areas. So for example, if a Burgess may ask for a grass to be cut in front by them or a drain to be cleaned, these things can happen quite quickly because of how the system works. As opposed to asking for a box drain to be built or a road to be paved, it takes a little longer for the funding to reach down to the councillor to help out and resolve that problem. Now, bear in mind, during the process, I ensure to provide short-term relief. So if your box drain, we can't fix it right now, I can send a team down there to clear it out so that no flooding can affect someone, or we can resheet the box drain so the water doesn't undermine the property. And for example, if someone asks for a road paving, we can put some oil sand on your road or some stone so that the vehicle doesn't get so much wear and tear. So it is how we provide the short-term relief to assist the Burgesses. How I provide that relief is to ensure that the people of Brighton Destiny, the people of the community, has a better form of life and is living in a more easier day-to-day community.
Now, you would have said something just now there. I mean, sometimes our requests would have, sometimes could take up to, let me say, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, what have you, right? And during the wait period, what you are saying is that, you know, you take an alternative route instead of being reactive, you be proactive. So if the drain eating away and eroding probably close to a property or some kind of thing like that, what happens is that, you know, what you would have just said, you send temporary relief at the time as to sheet the area and so forth. So that is a response that you would have taken based on what the inavailability to relieve the situation at the time, or what, or this is just a natural response that all councillors just take?
No, well, this is how I just treat with problems. As you say, I have to be a little bit more proactive. If I am not getting the access to the funding as fast as we would like it to be, we find outside the box solution. So I can send my public health team to clear out the drain so that no flooding can affect persons. We can send the construction team to resheet the drain again so that the property doesn't undermine as the water continues. So it's just about providing that short-term relief and not saying that we just can't get it done right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, to be fair with the audience, I would have touted a question in the initial stages concerning the time frame. I mean, what are some of the time frame? Let me bring a scenario to you. Let's say in the front of my property, the public drain there collapse, and I reach out to you, the councillor. Councillor, I come up to your office and I say, well, councillor, here we're going on. The drain in front of us would have collapsed. I would like you to look into it, or what is the procedure if I had to sign a form, if I had to sign a thing, or you had to make the request. How long after that, on a normal scale, somebody could expect a relief to take place?
All right. So when we look at repairing an entire box drain, so you would have made the request to me. I ensure to pass it on to my technical team. Technical team will come in and investigate that problem. When we don't investigate the problem, we will have information, a cost, how much materials, these sort of things to ensure that we could fix the problem. If your box drain costs $100,000 to repair, that will fall now under a developmental project because it's such a massive project to fix. We have to now request to central government or wait until funding reaches down. And when funding reaches down, this might take months to come down to the community. And then we can now put that into place with a tendering process and the work can get done. So in the meantime, when I now can provide some sort of relief, get some gravel, resheet the box drain, try to kind of help it back in sections instead of we waiting 7 to 8 to 12 months.
Wow.
And that's what we provide.
So when people come in and the cussing here, they say, last week I tell the councillor about the drain, and look, this week it going on. You want my house to fall down. What going on here? I mean, some of the times this thing can actually take some up to a year and counting. Oh gosh, well, you lost the councillor there again, so we'd have heard the answer to such a question. So people of Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, instead of making bacchanal, some people just jump up on social media to make bacchanal and confusion and commerce. These are the things that we need to answer. So you see certain ministers jump up. This person suffering here for how much years? Sometimes a request could take years and it could fall straight down to the end of election. And people using that on election campaign as to say, well, you know, these set of people here, they're not delivering. And I know some of you are displeased because when I would have had this conversation this morning with some of you self within the library area concerning certain things that is taking place there, many of you are acting with disgust. Yes, well, I see you back. I see you having a little challenge here with the internet connection, Mr. Jillon. Are you seeing me? Are you hearing me? No, I ain't seen him hearing. Right, let me see if I could get him back up on screen. Hello. Yeah, we getting some a little challenge with the connection. Just let me see if I could. Right, so I have you back up. No. Right, I have your backup. I don't know if you're getting some phone calls on your side. Most of the time it's phone calls what has caused that. Right, so let me put you back up on screen here so the audience could see. Right, yeah, back up on screen. Right, as I was saying concerning just now, Dave, I don't know if you lost your trend of thought.
Right, correct. You.
Nah. Bad connection. Bad connection.
Bad connection.
Right. Tell me now. Somebody calling here on your side, boy. Right, so we back up on bad connection. Bad connection. So people have Trinidad and so that there was the councillor that would have been talking about his experience concerning concerning his experience on the job. As we are working feverishly behind the scene as to get him back as to finish the interview here this afternoon. So Mr. Jillon, are you hearing me? No. Right, you hear me clearly? That is good, man. Yes, now. Yes. Right, so we are here back up on screen here now. As we was talking just now, they concerning. Yeah. So as we was talking just now, I don't know if you lost a trend I thought before you was cut off just now there. So some of the times relief does tend.
No. I right there.
Okay. So some of the times relief does tend to take quite a while, up to a year and a year and change. Not so? Right there we were. So politics and resources. Given that you serve underneath a UNC-led corporation.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you hearing me right? We having a little delay time, technician. Technician, we having a little delay time on this side here.
Loud and clear.
This is a serious thing. I don't know what has happened around this time of the day. I don't know what has happened around this time of the day. So, Jillon, are you hearing me? We're trying to see if we could maintain this steady stream so we could just finish this part of the discussion. Are you hearing me?
Well, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. It have a short delay time. I don't know when I'm talking. I mean, you're hearing me a little time after. Now.
But I think we can try and follow it up.
Okay. Right. So I reach a point here where I want to ask you this last question before you go. And he is a busy person. So given that you serve underneath a UNC-led corporation, right? Do you believe it is more difficult to secure resources and funding for your community? And how do you navigate that?
Well, yes, it is a challenge. It is difficult serving on a UNC-led corporation. But the way is and solutions to help all the people in Brighton Destiny. So, for example, whether we are connecting the main Vance River to the Vance River extension by that bridge, is by me ensuring to with engineer and explain to the council how important it is for that bridge in Vance River, because now the school children can walk back and forth on that bridge when going to school and not be affected by the flood waters. Or for example, which one? The pitch. This is another way to centralize the market. Is at the forefront for the community of Brea.
Just now, we getting breakups in between. So let me see if I could give you a call. Right. It's looking like if you have a little steady. Oh no, being yellow. Let me give you a call on WhatsApp, Mr. Councillor.
Yeah, yellow there.
Let me give you a call on WhatsApp. What happening is that the stream actually is being let me give you a call on WhatsApp because this is very important. A matter of fact, I want to be able to put up right. So I think we have you very good here. Jillon, are you hearing me?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here, and you know.
Right. So you could continue with your side of the discussion because we actually want the audience to hear you very clearly because I mean there are people that still texting and saying that this interview is very important because they know things like this does go on a matter of fact in corporations. So we would have started off where we would have stopped hearing you clearly is when they would have stated that it has been a challenge with getting resources from the corporation that you are attached to, which is Superior Regional Corporation. So you could start from there.
Right. So yes, there is a challenge because the corporation is UNC-led, UNC-run. But as I was stating, it is my responsibility to find solutions and find loopholes to ensure the people of Brighton Westney get the resources they deserve. And I gave the example of the bridge connection in the Vange River community, where we would have connected the main Vange River to the Vange River extension. So now the children of that community can go to school and come back from school and not be affected by any flood waters. So to ensure these things take place is to go in council and make sure council understand and ensure that the engineer understands the significance and how much it benefits the people of Brighton Westney. And then when we look at the project in Brea, with the Brea market, as I relocate the Brea market from inside Brea to by the Brea Abattoir, which is a more centralized location for agriculture to grow and develop. So the people of Brea is not left behind.
The Brea market has always been the heart of our community.
Number of projects, for example, the beach development on Station Beach to increase tourism in that aspect. So all I ask the people, have a little bit of patience with me and rest assured that I am continuing to represent the people in the best possible manner and ensuring that the Brighton Westney district and community.
Well, I mean, we would have placed some of the pictures up there that people could see. But at the next time, Mr. Jillon, I mean, I will invite you that we will have a discussion where it may not have this set of breakups, because they're talking certain things that is very important, and the message not coming through as lucid that as we might want it to be, a matter of fact. So thanks at this point in time. Thanks for appearing on the show, and anything that you would like to say in closing as to summon up your whole message, a matter of fact.
I want to say thank you very much for having me, and it is a pleasure to be here again. And I hope that I can continue to what is taking place in Brighton Westney. I want the people to know that progress is taking place within all the communities, and we are ensuring to give you the best representation that I can possibly provide. So I just want to say,
thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jillon. I mean, I wish the interview could have been a little more. It didn't have this breakup, but the devil is always behind the scene. You know what does take place when positivity is coming out. That does take place.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks for joining me. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time off your busy schedule.
Thank you again. So have a great one.
Yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Jillon Lewis that would have been speaking about his unique challenges concerning the Brighton vicinity area and being attached. I mean, we will invite him back on the program, so the audience, or you ain't miss nothing, we will come back here on this platform and have a proper interview. I mean, what would have raised some eyebrows, some hair on my neck, is how the gentleman would have been talking about coming from a humble beginning. Something that he doesn't see, and you know, some of the time we laying blame on certain things concerning what we have seen and observed, and he would have taken a proactive approach. A matter of fact, sometimes not being able to have access to the resources that would have been privileged to other people from the same council. Imagine you in a council, the whole of the council is for the other party, belongs to the other party, all the councillors, everything, all the man, everything, and use just one among many. Sometimes you have to improvise. I mean, this year was also a pity of the same very beach, Station Beach. Let's see if I can get a picture to this side. Station Beach. Now many of you, and it's something I just take notice to. Days before we would have went down on Station Beach, and we would have taken some footage before all these garbage that you see, like that garbage that was on the beach. And we would have taken some footage concerning what we would have seen on the beach. And I was asking myself, who is responsible for cleaning up the beach down on this side? And lo and behold, some days after, I went down there as to see a gentleman down there, and I would have seen all these bags, and it was a shocker, because people take things, certain people just take things seriously. Let me see if I can get this picture with the although it wasn't my intentions as to even self go in and to even self show this picture, but well, we'll have to we will have to play that, we'll have to show that picture next time, a matter of fact. So this was the cleanup here of the beach. This was one picture. Now let's get the other picture up there that you will be able to see. Councillor himself. That would have participated in the whole cleanup action. And we have another picture to show, a video, a matter of fact. You would have heard him talk about the market, and from this piece here you would have given an explanation concerning it.
However, the natural spread of asphalt deposit at the current market site has begun to pose serious challenges, blocking access, slowing drainage, and making conditions difficult for our hard-working vendors and valued shoppers. That is why I have made the decision to relocate the library market to the front of the library abattoir. This new site offers safer access, improved drainage, and a more welcoming environment for all. This isn't just a move, it's a step forward toward a cleaner, safer, more sustainable library. A library where commerce can thrive and where every resident can feel proud of the spaces we share. I want to assure every vendor, every shopper, and every stakeholder I am here, listening, collaborating, and working with you to shape a market that truly meets our community needs. Together, we can make this transition a success. Together, we can keep library moving forward.
Now, you would have heard the gentleman would have talked about the market, the bridge in Vancouver, and it really is something that you must see. A matter of fact, we are going to play it for you. It is on our TikTok page, and we must play that video for you to see. Must play that video for you to see in closing. So, thanks for watching and being a part of this program here on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So we're looking for the video, and we are going to play that video so you could see the type of relief that people is receiving here in the area, library, vicinity, and environment. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned and pay attention to the video that is up next. Rainfall, they couldn't access from that street to this street, and it's a shortcut. But it is a rural area. People have things to carry and bring. So I believe the is needed and is suitable for this time because school about to open. I must say though, the fellas in the community, well, I applaud them because sometimes you go in places you can't even work because there's all kind of gang thing and bad man thing, and this one will pay, this one want to get paid, they want to work. These fellas, I mean, they don't have the full gears, but you have to work them because they're willing to work, you understand? And they're working. It's nothing like we working and then boss, we done work for the day and the men and they're working. So I must say youth men from around, I commend them, I applaud them, because as black men, you very rarely see these things now, boy. Men want money without working, and these men working for the dollar. So I applaud them at the end of the day.
So if you happen to pass back through this area, you know,
No, sure for hire. I mean, it had the one or two in the mid, but yeah, the men and them, sure for hire. Must say, sure. And we are wrong point, so if I one or two of them will go in with where we're going. Yeah, man. Respect that.
Well, in this area, I'm 100% sure it will benefit the people, because since I'm 43 years now, and since I around Pitts Lane, we had to be toting children, and we back through here long the rainfall hard. All the water, and since the highway come out, all the water from up in the high jungle side just come down here heavy blast. So the rain don't need to fall 2 hours for the blast. You understand? It could just come down hard for about half an hour and we flood out down here. So the children them have it real hard. Jongin could go on and I just be one of the lifeguards. Keon here just be another lifeguard. Surely them just make sure and walk and go and pick up the children to make sure that that tragedy didn't happen. And we going through that for years. So we thankful how this going on here right now, and well, people from the community get a little employment, which is good too. You know, and we thankful for what's going on so far, and we want a little more around Vancouver on the whole.
what are you talking about a little more? Tell me what.
Well, place like we community center, I don't understand if they give we a pavilion and a community center in one, or if they condemn the community. What's going on with the community center? We don't have that no more. It used to have that long time, so I don't know. And things like the drain down by Trisha, they were coming down by behind Renel and them day. If the rain come too hard, Renel lost every time the rainy season come too hard, because the grants they gain you will never cover your all what you losing every rainy season. So I think the drainage through Vancouver need to look into, because that drainage I born and me that year, which coming through 2nd Street, BP Street, behind Papa and Marbles, and then we coming down and coming down behind Daddy there and coming through by Renelli, and that drain is basically we're taking out all the water from this set of hills in Vancouver. So I ain't seen it as we proper yet, but we thankful, as I tell you, for this bridge there. Right? So that is it. Yeah. And then, well, Pitts Lane, we in a state there with when rain falling as well. People down by Linden side can come down because they had to walk through water there too. So I believe a little drainage could work out there too, to come back in the back of Linden, to come back to the same river, if possible in the future.
How about the clean of the river? What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think yeah, they should bring back the drainage gang, because when I was small it had a good drainage gang and it used to profit. Yeah. Well, they used to dredge drain and thing long time. So I don't know what structure they're putting in place for that, because we got the bridge, but then the grass to be growing up around the bridge. And then it will still be stopping water flow on the whole. So I dredging at the river time and again throughout the years. We gonna be thankful for that in this area.
It's so glad in my heart, so light to see that this bridge is going on. Because you see these grandchildren in my house, he going to school when grandchildren school. He alone had to come home. And I'm glad the bridge fixing that he could walk home. And I could meet him halfway on the bridge. Because I have a little granddaughter seen about, so I can't move around as I want. So I could meet him halfway, or I could watch him coming on the bridge. Come down the road and come on the bridge and come over here when the father and the mother gone to work. So I'm very thankful for God for what He are doing here. And everybody getting a little end and making themselves merry. So I thank God for that.
So instead of people passing around all over the road, all wrong, they could just pass right there.
Here is the main entrance for in, out. Them outside could come in, them inside they could go. They will have to go all over the road, because all the road ain't so 100. The bridge ain't good, and a set of water that be gathering on the pavement, mossy. They have to come off the pavement and walk in the road. And it's not safe for them children. I just stand up here and watch them children and say, "Ole, go back, go back, go back." The bridge full, or see it full, or go back, because I wouldn't like to stand up there and see somebody jumping there. So I just have to run them back and tell them, go back, go on the road. So I say, if I go, like you put me there for a watchman for the children that coming on the bridge to send them back.
So you could say you was able to prevent plenty things from taking place.
Yes, send them back. Yeah, go when you see the big set of water coming down there, and them children coming on the bridge. Some of them taking off their shoe and the socks and passing through the water, which is not good. That is cold. So
we are to say that in a nutshell. We are thankful for the project and
thank God. I thank God for it. 100%. I thank God for it.
alright.
Yeah, I thank God for the supervisor, the foreman, the workers, everybody. I thank God. Everybody got a little piece. So thank God. Right?
And use the watchman.
Right.
Well, name of the company is Maitland and Sons. We from Highland Park.